Hello, everybody. We're back. Some more idle chatter about idle champions. There's the game. They've got new settings. Hold on. God dang it. Why, CNE? Let me get the code in the bot. Hold on. That was last. There we go. Okay. Here, they added new sound settings specifically around the jukebox. Oh, that's the journal. Around the jukebox. So like on top of this volume slider, there's another volume slider. Like, hey, bro, we heard you like sliders with your sliders. Like, no. No, I didn't. But whatever. Whatever. What the heck is going on here? Kind of bug? Looks like it. Looks like it. Alright, well, let's get out of this. Hello, Black Widow, Lizier, Sargoto, Jules, Sergeant, Kara. Hello, J-Dog. Oh, chicken sliders? Where do we want? I guess we want it in Coralines. Yeah. Forgot to log into this yesterday, but fortunately, no, Tiamat died. I had the lowest contribution. Ultimately, I think because I missed the last day, but whatever. Hey, we got the job done. We got the job done. It's fine. Paying 281, thank you for the follow. What are we doing today? So the event came out last week. We did 2 NA and 2/3 tiers. We did all but one for each of these. So we're we don't have anything to do in the event at the moment. So we're back on that Witchlight kick. Yeah, trying to take over the world. We're back on the Witchlight kick. The Howling Peaks of Yawn. Yawn. No, wrong yawn, I think. That's not the... I don't think that's the yawn. That's not the button I pushed. I pushed this button. Where is... There we go. Okay. There we go. Got to eat 493 on your team up push today. Nice. I triggered Bud's Bucky in Tiamat this weekend without trying. So Bud's Buggy, we were talking about this last week, how I wasn't sure if Bud's Buggy was still around. Oh, it is. It is. It's, yeah. Because the restriction I had, basically the formation that I have for that has both Freelan or Kira in it, so... Yeah, Bud's Buggy is alive and well. Ayahuasca, thank you for the follow. We're just getting this situated, and then we'll... How far do we have to go? 700. Well, let's see if we can do that in 15 minutes. Is that asking a lot? Is it? I don't know. I don't know if it is anymore. We're up to 25,000 gems. We got a bunch of 100 silver chests sitting around. Wow. Wow. More importantly, let's go over first things first. Time gate pieces and Modron component chests. Always. Every Monday after the reset for the new account. Boom. Okay. Awesome. Toga Fong, thank you for the follow. Only be the last of Ernst variant. Nice. And the last or so, Icewind to 8, Icewind Dale Bears. Nice. Try for run again later today after this next time gate from patron reset. Yeah. Making progress. Making progress.
Thanks his sidekick.
I'm plural. Thank you for the prime sub. Greatly appreciated. We're gonna set my main. Once we get this cruising, kind of done our updates, and then I'm gonna set up my main account in the picture-in-picture. Do Mahen stuff. What do we got over here? We got 101 silver chests. Sure. Ridiculous. This is just from offline progress. What do I have to do to be able to unlock a new split the party adventure? It depends on how many you've unlocked. There's only 3. So you can have a total of 4 parties. Split the party 1 is 2 champions in every bench seat. Split the party 2 is 3 champions in every bench seat. Split the party 3 is 4 champions in every bench seat. So that's how that's the progression. We got a bunch of gold chests, which, you know, fine. Feet? Nope. And always live. Still looking for Eliwix. Deck of many things. Gold wave chest. Oh, green for BBG. We needed that. Let's look at these Modron chests. Do we get a decent tea? I mean, nowadays that might, where we're at, it might be okay. Those I don't really care about. That's better. No, okay. And this is Mahen chests. And we got some Electrums. I feel like Electrums need to be opened. Yeah, there's a BBEG one. We have a lot of people that need greens. Oh, and Kron needed that last white. I think. Oh, and he got a green too. Good for him. Mahen got a green. Dupe greens. That means everybody's green or better. Oops. No. Alright. One of these days. One of these days they'll fix that. Get all the Electrums from over the weekend. Ad break coming in a minute. I do scheduled ad breaks on the channel if you were not aware. So that if people are asking questions, I'm not answering questions while an ad's running. Because that's annoying, right? Getting your answer cut off. Also, it helps support me. And the channel. Which is the same thing. Okay, there we go. Okay. So we got, let's go, let's do the search. Do a pre-save. Preset. Green or better. Everyone's green or better now. Awesome. Awesome. So I can hold on to these Electrums now until I unlock my next event champion. But also, more importantly, I can start popping all these chests. 2 blues. Wonderful. Wonderful. Evil Overlord spec choices. What we really want is like an epic on Sources of Corpses for BBEG. That's the big one. Got Rise My Minions. That's fine. But we got the blue for Sources of Corpses. Wow, we're getting doubles out of each of these. This is strange. And it stopped. Okay. Ultimate Attack actually is good. That's actually a good... So he didn't get his homebrew, and that's fine. That's the one based off potions. But all the rest of these getting blue is good. We're still... So Electrums can still drop a blue there for BBG. Which is how we'll end up with full blue there. But we're gonna save I'm gonna save my Electrums until I unlock both Yorvin and whoever else I flex this week. So other ones, Mahen chests. We need some goodness out of Mahen. We need some goodness out of, well, ultimate. It's the ultimate cooldown reduction, I believe, is what it is, and that's actually good for him because he wants his ultimate going as much as possible. Grumpy, blue, sure. We really want Grumpy. Well, we really want Gruff. I want an epic Gruff. So if I'm calling my shot, we're gonna end up getting 2 epics here at a minimum. There's Gruff. That's what I wanted. Thanks. I'm good. Cheers, everybody. Monday streamer luck is back. This is the gold find item. And that's what I needed. That's what I needed. Now, if we were going to get another epic, Grumpy. Like, those are the two, Grumpy and Gruff. They kind of go together. Those are the two big abilities. Those are the multiplicatively stacking abilities that have pre-stack modifiers. Grumpy. Told you. Told you. Monday streamer luck is back. We got Grumpy and Gruff. Those are the only 2 epics I care about in my hand. We got them both. That's ridiculous. Yeah, they're both pre-stackers. They're both pre-stackers. Can you give me 12 numbers? Look, if I had 12 numbers, if I had some winning lotto numbers, I would be winning a lot. Passing that luck off. Wouldn't be passing that luck off. All right, so this allows us to enable. Oh, wrong seat. This allows us now allows us to enable with Gruff a much bigger gold find group, dirty gold find group. That's what we need. What we needed. What do you get if you complete 100% of event champion achievements? A warm feeling in your stomach. I don't know. There's really nothing. There isn't a like each of the achievements has its own reward. There isn't one for getting them all because it's basically just, hey, you did it. Good job. Yeah. But you don't got to grind them out. You don't have to get them all like right away. You don't have to, They're like what? Most of them are 1%. Like, meh. Even when you get all the 1%, it's not. Hold on. You know what? Let me pull up my main account and I will tell you what it looks like. I don't think I have all the 1% anymore, but I got most, if not all. I got most. Close enough. Close enough to let everybody know. Hold on. Let me pull up the. See if I can get the picture going for this. There we go. No, that's for later. Achievement. No, won't let me into the achievement stream. Okay, hold on. Great Mojo March. Let's get into. Into it run. Yep, thank you. I'll take that. I do not have anything set for this. That's a real old setting. All right. Achievements. I'm 99.7% complete, and the bonus from getting it all is 2.57 EO 6%. Now, don't get me wrong. We'll take whatever bonuses we can get, but for getting, all but maybe 3 achievements in the game. And those are just like the newest event ones. Underwhelming amount of bonus, right? Which is why I say, don't stress too hard about chasing all that stuff. Hey, Kafenia. Hey, Shevik. Got myself back to playing by deciding to go after what I first thought was a silly goal, time gating every champ. There are people that do that. There are people that have done that, yeah. Just to mark it all off in the collections dialogue. Yeah. Evil Ed Berserk, thank you for 21 months with Prime.
Renzo thanks
That would be
his
E12
sidekick.
with Calf. No, that just means Kent adds another ES6. Like, but it takes up an ability to do that. Nighthawk, thank you for 12 months with Prime. Okay, I'm supposed to. This is supposed to be a speed formation.
Renzo thanks his sidekick.
That's a really old speed formation. Feels like a really old speed. Sargoto with the gift subs. Ramp, Tron, Cypher of Tier. If you happen to be hanging out. 251-912-392. And Marianne, you've been subbed. Courtesy of Sargoto. We got some follows. Cloak and Swagger, thank you for the follow. Angel Spirit, thank you for the follow. Double Plus Rad, thank you for the follow. Bump Paints. I still haven't gotten enough heroes for Modron cores. So yeah, 2 in each slot. What you're working on. One time peak. I'm one time gate piece away from my first time gate. I can talk.
I'll take that.
Falcoon, thank you for the bits. I like a bench spot for Jarlaxle's spot, so I was thinking about getting Ishii. That a good investment. I can choose her, right? Ishii's a she. There's no way to complete Diana's 10 buff quest for new players. Okay, well, that's a lot. There's a lot going on here at once. Could you get Ishii and Jarlaxle's spot? You could if you want Ishii DPS. Like this account, my new player account that's on the screen, on the main screen, is Ishii DPS. I enjoy it. I think it's fun for like it's a good efficient way. It's a good way to be efficient with your bounty contracts or blacksmithing contracts. Excuse me. Because Ishii doesn't need any. She's up to item level 292 here. She just did that for herself once you got a Modron core. However, you know, I don't know who else you have for DPS. Like she is an improve. She's solid. She can carry it through the mid game. But you kind of got to decide like if that's who you want to be your DPS or not. Otherwise, you know, you use, you know, if you already have a DPS that you like, that isn't a core, well, that isn't a Shara or one of the other, like a Shara would work, but any of the other core champions, they're gonna fall off real hard. Jules, think of the bits. So I don't know if you want Ishii, that's great, but Ishii is a damage dealer. Whereas in that bench seat, let me look over on this account. You have Sentry, who is a good speed champion. You have Karlach, who is a better damage dealer than Ishii until you get like Ishii scaling up super high. And honestly, I don't know. Karlach's still probably better. I don't know. I haven't compared them at endgame. But in game, you'd probably then be switching to somebody else anyway. Eric is a fantastic gold find champion. So like, there's, you know, between Sentry, Karlach, and Eric, those are, you know, probably higher priority picks. But Ishii is fun. I'm using Ishii, like I said, on this new player run, and enjoying her. But that doesn't mean she's like the best option. Just to be clear. Just means I wanted to try Ishii and I'm enjoying it. And I'm enjoying it. Which is totally acceptable way to play the game. Now for the next one. There's nobody complete Diana's 10 buff quest. It's not a quest, it's an achievement. There's no way I can. Oh no, it's going to be in the Great Modron March because it's on right now. So let me go. No easy way to find these. So, complete 1,000 areas with Diana's Inspired Spec Choice buffing 10 champions. So the first thing is this doesn't say 1,000 areas in one run. So this shouldn't be daunting. That part shouldn't be daunting. I'm on the wrong one. I should be over here so you can actually see what I'm looking at. This part. That's what I call teamwork. This shouldn't be daunting because the 1,000 areas part shouldn't be daunting because you could literally do 10 runs to 100. That's 1,000 areas. The key is you have to be somewhere that's not Sword Coast, and the spec choice has to buff 10 champions. Whether or not you can do that is going to depend on your bench, right? So, I don't know. But again, it's not like you need to do those right away. Achievements don't have to. You don't have. They're not big gains. I wish they were. I wish they were more important. The game tries to pretend that they are, but they're not really that important. You know, you're not unlocking anything special by completing all of a champion's achievements. That would be cool. You don't. There's no coolness there. Yeah. Okay, catching up in chat. I'm also choosing a character. Confero says I'm also choosing a character for Speed 4. I was thinking Sentry for Speed. Sentry is going to be my next time gate. Today. That's what we should be doing. We have 6 time gate pieces. I should be time gating Sentry. We'll do that literally after this run ends. Which we're 550 areas in, and we still have 6 minutes of the speed potion. Good lord. Good lord. Hey, Lurking Rider. Biggest hitter is Dahani right now, if that helps. It doesn't. That just means you've been using Dahani DPS, which is interesting. If you want a DPS, you can go Ishii DPS in 4. Karlach's going to smash harder than Ishii. And you don't really have to invest item levels into Karlach. She self-scales. More gift subs. JU52UF. Just Tough? I'm going to say Just Tough. Historian, backups. Blackjack TV, Solly Boy. You've been subbed. Courtesy of the Lurking Rider. Yeah. Wait, what? Having fun? Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Nathalis. Isn't the gold find more important? Not always. Why do we die here? Oh, because the boss is a smasher. Some of the scaling of things is kind of out of whack with the rest of the game, like achievements and pigments. You had me until you said pigments. And I strongly disagree with the pigments part, Death Javu. So you're welcome to share your opinion in chat, but like, first off, the only DPS, the only the DPS pigment is limited in a party to its effect on a party. Because it only matters if it's on the DPS, so you get 6 of them. But like support pigments are big. Like that, you can get a lot. I mean, they all multiplicatively stack. Healing pigments can add a lot of health to tanks. I mean, they're not supposed to break. You shouldn't break the game with the health on tanking pigments. Healing pigments are a bigger deal than people treat them as, because they don't boost the healing done by the champion they're put on. They boost the healing received by the party. I feel like people don't recognize that can be pretty big, especially as somebody went and did the testing. It works on shields, and that's where it matters. Because here's the thing, and it's not supposed to make healing relevant. Healing can't be relevant. Everybody that wants healing to be relevant in this game clearly wasn't around at the beginning when the game came out and healing was relevant. It makes for a pretty horrible game experience. Because you just get stuck on a boss level. Or you just get stuck on a level, period. Where you can't kill them and they can't kill you. And nothing happens. That's not great. The Toxic Nuke. Hi, Gar. Long time listener, first time writer. We're the highest priority absolute adversaries member for new players from Time Gates. Only have Dark Urge so far. I mean, if you're trying to build around Dark Urge, then you kind of have to decide, do you want a good Dark Urge or a bad Dark Urge? I would say just while you're figuring that out, Astarion and Lae'zel are probably the big ones. Oh god, all right, we need a tank. We're dying because we don't have a tank. You come out, you go in. So yeah, Astarion and Dark Urge are two that are going to be solidly beneficial, like in all kinds of parties. So I'd say start there. Black Widow, thank you for 46 months. Any priorities for new players? 2 to 3 tips. Check out my new player reference. There's a priority. I have a guide literally aimed for new players at getting you from being brand new in solidly into the mid game. It's one path you could take to get there, but I've been testing that every year for years now with the new accounts, and it's pretty great. You're chasing split the party first. When you're making decisions out of time gates and events, you're trying to get a second champion in every bench seat. And then once you have 2 champions in every bench seat, you're trying to get 3 champions in every bench seat. Trying to get 3 champions in every bench seat. Those are kind of those are priorities. Is getting like your Modron, getting to your fast core, which is from Split the Party 2, is a priority. And early on in the game, you don't have to worry about picking up the most strong meta champions, because pretty much anybody will get you through the early game. So you can make, choices you might not have normally made just to fill those bench seats, and it's going to help your overall progress in the game. And you can worry about building those meta teams later. I mean, if you have the options to pick them up and they match the seats, sure. But otherwise, like on this account, I picked a bad champion on purpose because it filled a bench seat requirement. Because that was far more important to me. All right, we're going to time gate Sentry to finish out. I think it's finished out my speed team. That's another thing is, when you're making decisions about champions, if you have the luxury, there's 3 teams you want to focus on building, and the first one is a speed team. The second one is actually the pushing team, and then the third is a gold find team. All right, let's hop into Sentries. Time gate. We're gonna do just a quick 5 minutes, I think. I don't think we want to go too deep on this first one. All right, that has started. Savia, what do I think of Grim as DPS? If that's what you want to do, that's totally fine. Grim's strength is basically is combo of going anywhere Beetle can go, and always bringing Beetle wherever they go, combined with like removing multiple segments at once from enemies that have segmented health, like hit based or armored. So that can be fine. Yeah. I don't think that they scale super well, but again, early on, that isn't as important as just as building up other teams. Like your speed team is super important. And then as you kind of scale into the mid game, having a gold find like that's I needed more gold. It becomes very difficult to to get enough gold. It becomes very difficult to get enough gold to get like all the blessings that you're going to want. So having a gold find team to help boost your gold find and let you go further in the mid game becomes a big deal. One of those. Nope, they're all going up the same. Okay. We'll do. Okay. Wait, you said you got 6 DPS pigments? I mean, I said you can put up to 6 DPS pigments on a DPS champion. Do I have 6? Have I collected 6 overall? Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. I tend to spread pigments out and not stack them all on one. Carlock's got 3. No, Carlock's got 6. So yeah, I have at least 6. I think I have more than that. But I have at least 6 because Carlock's got on my main account. Carlock has 6 tanking, 6 DPS, and 6 support. So she's maxed out. 18 pigments. Maxed out at 18 pigments. Yeah, I did not want Patty Brie in here. I didn't think so. We wanted Vi. Continue. This is my first. So this is the first time gate run. I'm gonna try to go. Yeah, wherever 5 minutes of potions takes me with the speed team, which is pretty decent, probably. Hold on, folks. Somebody's knocking. No, it's the yard people. I don't need to deal with the yard people. That means it might get real loud in here. All right. Support pigments is E4 for a full set of 6. Why are you... Okay, hold on. First off, why are you counting a set of 6? So let me pull up the calculator. So it's... Hold on. Do I have Froggies sitting in my inventory? I do. So it's 3x multiplier. So 3 to the 6... that's 7. That's actually 729 x damage, which is 600 something percent. But you have to remember, you can. That's not the limitation of a support pigment. Like, it's however many you can fit in your party. If for some reason you were able to do, like if all 10 champions had the support tag, but your DPS also had the DPS tag. That goes from 3 to the 6th to 3 to the 60th. That's something like E28, E26. Oh shit! Which way do we go with that? And here comes the lawn stuff. No, then it's 1100%. I don't remember. Which way do we go with the decimal points on that one? I don't know. Anyway, that becomes a solid thing, right? Doing them all is way more than achievement bonuses. Now, obviously, you've got to distribute that, but that's why you're collecting them. That's why we tell people, look, the moment you start playing this game, if you've got you save up your corrupted gems and you buy support pigments because that's going to be a good bonus for you. Even if you can't place them right away, you just stock up on them. Like I've got some, obviously, I need to place. All right, I need to remember to actually hit go on this. This has been sitting at area 1 this whole time, folks, on this other account. What the heck? Yeah, now it's going. I mean, everybody was soft capped, but you have 4 healing pigments on nerds and now get an E14 to E15 shield from Antreus, up from E11 with only 1 pigment. Yeah. that multiplicatively stacking pigments, I was like, I don't think people really understand bonuses those healing pigments get. That seems way too much, but take it, enjoy it. Thrival, thank you for the Prime sub. I immediately started going, do you go west? Thrival goes west? I don't, different. We were talking about that last week. Well, movies like that. All right. Oh, so you're already going like close to 700 areas. That's less new player help and more just early to mid game help. Like at that point, I mean, it's still, gold find helps. Getting your Modron cores. Not having a Modron core and doing that feels a little odd to me, but getting those up and running, it feels like maybe you've delayed that a bit, so you might hit some road bumps. Cake is me. Thank you for the follow. Yeah. Getting into trials, getting your legendaries forged, that kind of stuff is going to be big. I think players misunderstanding the healing pigment is because it contradicts what the card says. I understand. No, I get it. I pointed that out to them, to the devs when that came out, and I don't think they've ever fixed it. Is the card says one thing, but the effect on the champion says something else, which is why I always try to clarify how they work for people. On the champion itself, hold on, it's slowly scrolling. I've got one owner Kira on my main account. On the champion itself, it says increases the effect of healing on all champions by 100%. Whereas if you look at the reward, it says the chosen equipment piece will now increase the healing done by its champion by 100%. That's a typo, and honestly, that's a good thing to point out. Or that they need to fix that. Hold on, let me take a screenshot. Show that. And then I'll have to. No, I'm just gonna submit a ticket and then explain it. Okay, I do need the other one. Figures. I gotta sit here and wait for it. Wait for it. Haven't read the Modron Core guide yet? I don't have one. But I have a video for that. Other people made Modron Core guides, and I let those people do that. Eventually I'll make one because they have comprehensive information in one place, but it was lower on the priority because of okay. Ticket submitted. Maybe they'll fix that. We're not a break anyway. That's fine. Do I still have potions going? I don't know if I do. I think it's been 5 minutes, right? Oh. Guess I can move that tracker. Or I could change it to overall epics needed, but that might be painful. Welcome back from the outbreak. So just to TLDR, Cloak and Swagger. I haven't read the Modron Core guide yet. I didn't write it, but there are some out there. Is it okay to call them something like an insult core? No. As the chatbot clearly pointed out. Any Grim and Beetle team setup? I mean, they don't. You can check their requirements. I'm not a Beetle or a Grim main. Like I said, I mean, he's gonna help you chunk stuff out, but you know, usually with a melee DPS, I like Duke Ravengard and Strongheart. The problem is Beetle is in the same seat as Duke Ravengard, so that combo goes out the window. So I don't know. Sir Dragonite, is it good to keep playing past the objective area on a level in early game? It depends on what your goal is. Like I'm going past the objective level here, but that's because I'm trying to build up some favor, and we're fine. We can do 1E13. But if I have plenty of favor and I just want to complete the content, then I want to get out the moment it's done. Right? Like here, this is a variant in this time gate. I'm gonna do this variant and then automatically leave. I don't care. Why are enemies take less damage the longer they're alive? What? Okay. Jeez. This game. All right. This party started. Basically, this means you want to kill things instantly. So we're just going to use a click damage. But yeah, once I'm at 75 on this, and it said the pop-up comes up, I'm going to complete, because there's no reason. I'm not looking to push deep for favor on this one. I'm not really looking to push deep for favor past that first one. I'm going to use what favor I grabbed to grab a bunch of chests. We'll push a little deeper on the third and final run of this time gate. But like in the campaigns themselves, you don't want to be doing a deep push every single run. We have mistakenly stated that in the past. It is an absolute waste of time. Like years ago, we used to think that was the best way to move forward. It is not. It is absolutely horrible. That's one of those situations where, you think it might be good, and then you go and test it out on a new account, and then you're like, oh, this was the worst advice ever. Which is why I do new runs every year, right? So that I don't make those mistakes anymore. Yeah. Grim has disappointed you with Gold Find? I mean, I don't consider that combo a major Gold Find combo, but they're okay. I need to... Okay. Day 16 just unlocked trials. Nice, Orden. Only have 20 champions. That's fine. Well, nervous about losing a character for a week. You're going to send like Makos on your first run, because you're going to do it by yourself. I explained that somewhere. I don't know. I've got a video that talks about it. I think, I don't know. But you want to do the first run by yourself. I don't have a check for you. Stop ringing the doorbell. I'm gonna have to go tell this guy that I don't have any money for him. Because I'm not the one that pays him. Hold on, folks. I'll be back. Ugh. Then by the time I get out there, he'd walked away from the door. So should have just ignored him. The long guy likes to come whenever he wants to come instead of on a schedule. So it's like, well, if we don't know you're coming, then we don't have a check ready for you. I don't know what I was saying, folks. Oh, trials. So your first trials run, you're gonna want to do solo, just because there are a couple achievements. The only time I'm like, hey, chase these achievements. There are a couple achievements that are easier to get solo, and your first trials run is super easy. So you send Makos to jury duty for a week, and do your trials run. And what you're aiming for is a DPS contribution. And you're going to want to go find one of my trials videos from, I don't know, like the first time we had trials in this round. I don't know that I labeled them. But you can find my free-to-play, and my free-to-play VODs up on YouTube. I labeled everything, so it should be like Trials Day 1 or something. You're shooting for a DPS contribution of between like 185, like your bud of between 185 and 190. I always say 187. And then you're done for the day 1, and then the rest of the days you're just going to the daily goal and bailing, and then you get a bunch of achievements. So don't worry about, losing a champion for a week. You're usually either contributing Makos, well, when it's solo Makos, because you want the scales. You want to always make sure there's a scales bonus. Oh my god. Hold on. No, that's not going away. It's just going to get worse. Okay. Leaf blower right by my window. I don't know. Check the VOD. Yeah, check the VOD. There's a lot of information out there. I've got guides for trials. I've got a guide for trials. It's old, but trials really hasn't. It got updated the last time trials changed. So. Oh, I forgot. Speed potion. Who's the ideal speed team in your opinion? Game doesn't really work that way. I don't know. Everyone's got preferred options. Is there probably a fastest team out there? Sure. If anyone's definitively done that research, I don't know that they've shared it in an easy to find way. It's something that this account is actually probably going to get used for, is to build it for the first time, maybe a definitive guide to something. But that's going to take a while to get set up. But it depends on what you're trying to do, and it's rare that you're using a perfect speed team. Only time you're ever using a perfect speed team is if you're gem farming. But even then, that's not going to be a perfect speed team because it's going to include Eliwick, right? For gems. So, and then there are certain champions whose effects don't cap, like their item keeps going, and so then it's going to depend on stuff like that. There's a lot going on there. I have a Speed Champ 101 guide and a Gem Farming 101 guide. Read more up there. Solid Oxide. I've heard mixed things about getting Melf for speed. You misspelled that, so the bot removed it. Automod removed that. When we've been given Vi the other week. Any thoughts between the two? I mean, they have different functional speed effects. So I talked about Melf over the weekend on the tutorial show over on the Cena Games channel. And basically, like, at lower item levels, you could kind of go with whatever. At higher item levels, Melf can be problematic or inefficient because he has 3 different speed effects and it rotates. Yeah, I don't know. How many pigments could you put on a champ? It always depends on the roll. 6 per roll. So 24, you can only have 4. There's only 4 types of pigments. How do you get DPS pigments? The same way you get those healing pigments, event tier stuff. Sergeant knew. Leaf blower time, yeah. Yep. Angel Spirit, I don't know what you were looking for with that settings command. Okay, J-Dog said 60 support pigments and for Ashara is E34. Okay. Blame J-Dog if that's wrong. Yeah, I mean that's a whole champion buff. Or a average champion. Ishi or Sentry, I'm scared now. I whatever you want. Again, I don't. If you're enjoying like Dahani, there's no reason to change. I think you were the one that said you were playing Dahani. See, I'm losing track. But if you want to change, Karlach's going to smash as a DPS. Otherwise, pick up just if you're fine with Dahani, pick up Sentry for speed. It'll be good. I like speed, and I don't think you need huge damage dealers when you're brand new. You can get along just fine. I mean, normally your starter DPS is Jarlaxle, so, and he's not amazing DPS, but you use him because he's a combo DPS and gold find until you don't, until somebody else scales harder for damage than him, and that puts you further, and you earn more gold from going further than just from the gold bonus he provides. Got Briv at 101 item levels. Is that bad, decent, good? It's not a speed champion, if that's what you're trying to figure out. What does heavily leveled mean? Thousands. At least 1,000 item levels, usually. Depends on the champion. Like, Sentry only needs... Sentry needs a lot less... a lot fewer item levels. Hold on, what does she need? Sentry only needs, like, 501... item levels on a shiny, 252 on a golden, maybe it's 502 on a shiny, but we need like, a lot higher, maybe 750 or 1,000 if it was ungilded for her speed effect. So, but some champions have much higher caps, like Humon's is 1172 on a golden rainbow eggs and a higher if it's shiny or ungilded. Virgil has a speed effect that's needs 1,400 on a golden. Briv, currently on my main account, my Briv has on his speed item has 118,363 item levels, and that's not enough to get. I need 127,626 to get him to a 9 jump. So, like, it depends on what you're chasing, and like heavily leveled can mean different things. Briv on it with a golden slot 4, golden slot 4, the golden epic Theodynarax, needs 3,626 item levels to do a 4 jump, and 4 jump is the big takeoff point, like the huge takeoff point for gem farming. So is 101, what's 101? 101's fine for him as an early game tank. But early game, he's not a speed champion. My Briv on the new account is what? What's his item level? 347. He's still not a speed champion. He's still not a speed champion. Oh, my mom's at the dentist, so that's why no one was answering the door. If you don't know, I live with my mom. I take care of my mom. She's 75 this year. No, 75. She'll be 76 this year. Forced into retirement during the pandemic. She was still working, still enjoyed going to work every day. But now doesn't get to. Feel like they were holding a lot of the typo fixes for the co-ops. They're like their student interns to be doing. That seems pointless, but maybe. The small screen on the top, is it possible to see two parties at the same time? That's a second account. That's a second. That's my main account at the top right. So I have the account on the big screen is the primary account here is my new account on Epic, and then my main account is on Steam. Is there a party bus effect that affects Vlithrin? Avandra might take her places. Does Avandra take her to Witchlight? That's a good question. Not useful for new players, but she might. Hold on. Where does Avandra go again? Yeah, Avandra can go in every Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And yeah, she has a spec choice called Carnival Crew that lets you bring every awful ones in. So yeah, she's a party crasher in Witchlight and a party bus in Witchlight, or party bus with the awful ones in Witchlight. I think it's just in Witchlight. Hold on, did I read that right? Yeah, only in Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Traumatized by the short beard? What? I don't understand. Mad Wizard's still one of the better gem farm runs. Mad Wizard is baby's first gem farm. A free play on Wild Beyond the Witchlight called The Roots of Loom Lurch is the only one that I know that was like sat down. Somebody like Lediath sat down and did a lot of comparison runs between Mad Wizard, Cursed Farmer, and Roots of Loom Lurch, but that doesn't mean it's, it's been a while back, so who knows if there's a new one. That's specifically for a non-Briv gem farm. Hey, I'm finally caught up. Nice. Said spec choice for rounder also happens to find the biggest buff if you have 4, 5, or more champs who qualify for it. Someone did the math, but I was never going to remember. I mean, I have a table in my guide for that, but it's not. It's only guaranteed to be the best if you have 8 or more. It's better than the left spec if you have 5 or more. It's better than the middle spec if you have 8 or more. But that's if you're maxing out the left or the middle. I don't even know if you can max out the middle. Because the middle spec is Fighter, Barbarian, Ranger, or Paladin. I don't know if you can have 10. Can you have 10 of those right now? You might be able to. Yeah, that's why I have a table for that stuff in some places. when we move off this account back onto the main account, it'll be guide update time while we're grinding outrageous amounts of areas. Right now, I'm just trying to go deep and get a bunch of silvers. So I ran 15 minutes of potions. So we're gonna see how far we can go with 15 minutes of potions. Plus, Eliwick has 4 gem cards, so like we're not stopping anytime soon. We're up to 38,000 gems. We started the stream at 25,000. Not bad, Eliwick. Not bad, Eliwick. One thing about Mad Wizard versus Loom Lurch, as far as you have Human and have adjacency for speed. Sure, but that doesn't make Mad Wizard faster. Loom Lurch is still faster. I don't. Again, this is Lediath's math, and I trust them to have done things correctly. At some point, again, this when I stop actively playing this account, this new account, it will be passively played in the background specifically just to collect all of the speed champions and get the champions that have items up to their caps for speed testing purposes, so we can get some definitive data across a variety of different metrics. I won't be doing anything with power champions, just speed champions on this account. And then it'll probably stay the speed test account forever. Eliwick's gem ability only works in the active party? I don't know. I wouldn't put her anywhere. She isn't a speed champion, but in terms of her usage, I feel like you can say the same thing as you would a speed champion. And that's that they don't belong in the background. I don't know if it works background or offline, because I would never put Eliwick there. Nobody puts baby in a corner. But no, like you kind of want her in the place where you're completing content the quickest, so that it's triggering more gem boosts off bosses, which would be your active party. Oh, that should always be your active party. All right, we're soft capped all the champions. I'm trying to read a post on Reddit and it's confusing me. I don't think someone understands how things work. And I can't understand their questions, so I can't help them. My anecdotal experience is something like an extra 10% gems going from Mad Wizard to Roots. But that means you're growing faster. That means you're going faster. Why are we falling back? Do I need a tank? I need a tank. We don't have the damage. We need some damage, and yeah, okay. I don't know. 700's cool. Let's see if we can do 8 and call it a day. We'll get Dragon Bait in. Where do I want to put them? I don't know. Can I just put them back here? Kind of. That's hilarious. There we go. Nope. Nope. Got wrecked. Why? We just need more damage. We don't really have good buffers in at the moment. Or we don't have our best buffers in at the moment, I should say. They're okay. We'll just grab that. One last silver at 800 and we'll call it. Will you do a comparison for speed across non-capped item levels? No. That's too many. I don't have dev powers to be able to pull item levels off and give myself item levels to be able to run all possible permutations of something. So that's not going to happen. But we will look at, you know, ultimately what matters is what do you get? Like, what is the max capabilities of a champion? On the way there, it's going to vary. It's always going to vary, and everybody's going to be at different varying amounts. There's too many possible permutations to actually test for somebody who's just doing this just to try to be helpful in the community. You know what I mean? That's way too much. That's way too much work. All right, we got our time gate. Back to Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Back to Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Minions of Indolin Moongrave. But you know, I'll figure out some kind of. I mean, we're a ways from that, but we'll figure out some kind of test structure that compares things in a hopefully useful way. But I'd have to say I haven't sat down and like planned out exactly how all that's going to function. Or science. That's all I know. Yeah, 3 gem cards. Give me 4. Give me 4. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. Elric. Why? Why? Now, I want to actually. I put Ishii in this because that's the preload, but we have Sentry now. We have Sentry now. Quick, Sentry. And I said I was going to save those Electrums for when we unlocked the new champion, and I lied because we unlocked a new champion. We didn't wait until Friday. Save, wait, and now save. Update. Beats. Quest reduction. Yeah, take that. Absolutely. Thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I don't know that. I don't think I care about any of the rest of her feats, do I? I gave her the one that mattered. The anti-healing one's neat, but that's not for speed. Yeah, that's it. Awesome. Awesome. We'll explain how Sentry works when we get back. Fine. Yeah, stop to the wall or something. Yeah, I mean, maximizing run length used to be the thing, and that's changed, and now you can go shorter. And I think where that makes it easier is you don't need as much favor, right? Doesn't feel like. We're back. Fumada, I just want to ask if your 3-4 go-to time gate champions are after you acquire Split the Party. Oh, after? It's so hard to say because I don't know who you acquired on the way there, right? Like, so subjective. I mean, after you get Split the Party 1 and 2, what I did was flesh what I've just finished doing was flesh out my full speed team. This is currently my full speed team. So this group here. Well, no, that was a horrible circle. There we go. This was my priority after I got Split the Party 2 done. Was getting here. Kurt Cuz, thank you for the follow. Because, you know, gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. I don't even worry about Split the Party 3. Let's go back here. Oh, wrong. Wait, I'm still missing in 1, 5, and 10 for Split the Party 3. I don't care. I don't really care at all. It'll get there. I mean, we'll pick them up eventually, but I wasn't chasing it. I was chasing speed and gold find. Like Mahen for the gold find out of the event. Speed for every other choice I've made. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Sentry. So Sentry comes with the default feat you need for speed. The reduction of echo resolution, the quest requirement reduction. So echo resolution is the speed effect. So under echo, it's the resolution one. If Sentry has not been attacked in the highest unlocked area, so wherever you're currently pushing through, 40% chance that quest requirements in the next area reduced by 30%. That's with this feat. Otherwise, it's 40% to 20%, and we want the 30%. Right? So this is why I have Sentry not as a tank, because that guarantees she never gets hit. And so our quest reduction now with Sentry and BBEG in combination is at 13. If you see up here, 13 enemies when we get to a regular one. See, 13 enemies. So nice. Just straight out of the gate. She gets the speed feat. I don't even have gear on her yet. She does have an item that boosts that. So you can get, instead of 40%, you can get it to 100%. You can get it to guaranteed. That's what the item is doing. But even if you don't, I'm not going to invest item levels into her probably anytime soon. We're investing into Eliwick. But she's going to deliver just fine. Yeah. There's an 18. That's with... The 18 is just BBEG, but BBG, when Sentry triggers, it goes down to 13. Melanath, thank you for the follow. Morning crew? What is the morning crew? Not this. Oh, the Saturday morning squad? Is that what you mean? I was like, morning crew. Elminster is, I don't even know. We haven't done Elminster on my main account yet, so. Absolute Adversaries is probably solid. You can just put SMS. It's capital SMS. That's Saturday morning squad. Among those speed champions, anyone I should particularly prioritize? I mean, it depends on who you don't. I don't know who you don't have. So tell me which speed champions you have. Like, tell me in this group that's on the screen right now, who do you have? And then I will tell you, I will give you my opinion on who you need to get next. It's the only way I can do that. I'm not gonna tier list all of these top to bottom. People will get pissed. But this is in context of Idle Champions, so I'm just letting you know. People say SMS for Saturday Morning Squad. Morning Crew is not. I had no idea what the hell you're talking about, because that's not what their name is. Deacon or Thalora depends on what part of the game you're on and what you're trying to accomplish. Thalora, I will pick up Thalora, but Deacon is... Thalora uses all of her speed in a burst at the start of a run, which is great for gem farming. But if I'm pushing deep in an adventure, I want the speed coming all the time, as far as I can get, and Deacon does that better. Especially when I'm at low favor amounts. The modem parts for each core, yes. But you can do a thing where you're sharing, and when we say sharing, it's you save. Oh, that was the bad core example. You save something like this, where it's just an automation only, like multiple, just a few white pipes to turn on automation to use like in the background. And then if you're ever going to switch to the foreground, you save a different build with more pipes, and you just do that for each one. And so you effectively just turn on, like take all the pipes out of one and then switch to the other and load in the save. That lets you share pipes. I do that still to this day, even with some of my cores on my main account, because I've got to test. And next time we sit down, I may have enough directed quads to be able to fully supercharge all my cores now without sharing. But do those effects from BBG and Sentry improve offline gem gathering? Sugenio, nothing improves offline gem gathering. Speed effects don't work offline or in the background. Like on champions. It's not a thing. It's only when you're actively playing. Deacon's effect overlaps with Whittle, though. Correct. So eventually you can just use Whittle. I swear to God. You people want to take like what happens at end game and apply those metrics to every aspect of the game, and that's not how this game works. I am nowhere near having a max out. It also works with one of Melk's speed effects. But even if I had all three of them in right now, I wouldn't even remotely be maxed out. And the functional cap for that speed effect, enemy spawn speed, we've talked about this before, depends on your system and a bunch of other factors. So that doesn't matter. What you can do at end game when you have endless item levels is a whole different game experience, and that's not the advice I talk about here, because that's a small minority group of people, and I'm not here to help them. I'm here to help the people. They can figure that out on their own. They're at that point, they know how to make those those decisions. I don't have to help them with that.